Hi, and welcome back to Davis Sports Report. In this video, we will be recapping Week 11 of the AP Top 25 Women's College Basketball Ranking. We will cover the top 10 teams, injury bugs, remaining undefeated teams that have exited or entered the top 25, and lastly, must-watch games for Week 12. Before jumping in, if you have not yet subscribed, please do so to help us grow the channel and hit that notification bell to be updated when we drop new content. Also, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. All right, let's jump in. We always start with the top 10 teams. At number 1, no changes here. UCLA, still number 1, 16-0. South Carolina, still number 2, 16-1. Number 3, Notre Dame, 14-2. Number 4, USC, 16-1. Jumping up one spot to number 5, we have LSU, 18-0. Also jumping up one spot to number 6, we have the Yukon Huskies, 15-2. Dropping 2 spots, we have Texas Longhorns at number 7, 16-2. Maryland remains at number 8 despite a loss. Ohio State is at number 9. And back in the top 10 once again, moving up one spot, is TCU. Week 11, the injury bug showed up once again, this time at Notre Dame. Notre Dame star Hannah Hodogal seemed to have tweaked or sprained her ankle in the game against Wake Forest and did not practice or play in the Clemson game in order to rest her ankle. The injury bug hit Georgia Tech particularly hard when standout freshman Danny Carnegie pulled up late in the third quarter holding her hamstring before collapsing. At this point, Danny Carnegie had only played 6 minutes and scored 2 points. I'm thinking maybe she was experiencing discomfort in that hamstring before playing. Danny Carnegie usually averages about 20 minutes off the bench for the Yellow Jackets. In one of the must-see games for Week 11, number 4 USC versus number 8 undefeated Maryland, Juju Watkins and co. were able to narrowly defeat Maryland 79-74. Juju Watkins had 21 points, 9 rebounds, 8 turnovers, and eventually fouled out the game. Also fouling out the game was Kennedy Smith, but before doing so, she contributed 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Rhea Marshall contributed 15 big rebounds, 4 blocks, and 4 points. Kiki Ariofin matched Juju Watkins with 21 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. For Maryland, Cheyenne Sellis shined with 26 points, going 10 of 11 from the free throw line. Kaylin Smeckel contributed 16 points. Christina Dels had a double-double, 15 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals, and 5 blocks. Man, that is an all-around game. But as I stated, it was not enough to defeat number 4 USC, who took the game 79-74. Tennessee, looking to bounce back from their first loss, they would face off against one of the powerhouses of the SEC in LSU. LSU Big Three, Anissa Morrow, Flau'jae Johnson, and Kaylin Gilbert showed up big. Flau'jae Johnson put up 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And the recent stat sheet stuffer, Anissa Morrow, registered a 20-20 double game of 23 points and 23 rebounds. Kaylin Gilbert, off the bench, contributed 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. And even with that, Tennessee was able to hang with LSU if it were not for yet another clutch shot by Kaylin Gilbert. In the loss for Tennessee, Jules Baird contributed 25 points and 3 assists. Tylisha Cooper had 24 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Spencer and Whitehorn both contributed 10 points. 2 tough losses in a row is not easy for any team, but I would say this. Tennessee is a contender, playing 2 tough games back-to-back, and each game losing by 1 point. Unbelievable. In a game I'm calling the Battle of the Standout Freshmen, we had number 9 Ohio State take on number 25 Michigan. Ohio State standout freshman Jelani Cambridge went off for 29 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal, shooting 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Michigan's Olivia Olson went off for 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists before fouling out the game. The star freshman Silas Swords only scored 14 points. She did have 5 rebounds and 3 assists. She was 1 of 4 from 3 and 6 of 14 field goals overall. I thought maybe she needed to take a bit more shots, but this was one of those games where she really just didn't show up big, as she usually. Jordan Hobbs also registered 13 points. Helping the freshman for Ohio State was Chance Gray, registering 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals. In the end, it was Ohio State and Jelani Cambridge knocking off Michigan 84-77 to hand them their 3rd straight loss, essentially knocking them out of the top 25. And in the biggest game of the week, South Carolina, still running the SEC, faced off against Texas Longhorns. South Carolina came out, jumped all over Texas. They seemed to be out of sorts. They just seems as if they weren't ready to play the game. Madison Booker went 3 of 19 for 7 points and 7 rebounds. Laurie Harmon was only able to contribute 9 points, 2 steals, and 2 assists. Off the bench, Justin Carlton contributed 8 points, and the lone bright star for Texas was Olaker. By the second half, this thing was over anyways. For South Carolina, this was all by committee. There was no standout player for South Carolina. Kitts contributed 11.6 rebounds. Sanaya Fegan contributed 8 points, 9 rebounds. Raven Johnson had 8 points, 10 rebounds. Tahina Pau had 11 points. Off the bench, Joyce Edwards had 10 points, and Fo Wiley had 8 points. What's amazing is that Texas was able to force 22 turnovers on South Carolina and still could do nothing with it. South Carolina came away with the win, 67-50. And the drama from Week 10 followed Rutgers to Week 11, where once again, Kiyomi McMillan was held out of the game versus Minnesota. Rutgers did go on to lose that game. However, Kiyomi was back in the game versus Nebraska and put up 33 points, shooting 5 of 14 three-pointers. Also contributing for Rutgers was Destiny Adams with a double-double of 10 rebounds and 12 points. However, Nebraska came away with the win. Rutgers has now lost 5 games in a row. And if you were wondering if there were any updates as to what went on and why Kiyomi was benched, nothing from the coach. And then there were 3 undefeated teams left in the AP Top 25. UCLA at 16-0, LSU 18-0, and Ohio State 16-0. Exiting the AP Top 25 this week was Iowa, who suffered 3 losses in a row to Maryland, Illinois, and Indiana. Had Michigan exit the AP Top 25 with a loss to UCLA and Ohio State. Entering the AP Top 25 for the first time, both at number 24, we have Oklahoma State and Minnesota. Must-see games in Week 12. There really is only one game that you must see, and that's to see Regan Bears and Oklahoma, newly to the SEC, face off against South Carolina and their smothering defense. Do you think Oklahoma can perhaps steal a win from South Carolina? Share your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.